But Hassan, how many good women have you passed up on?
Well, none, because I'm Muslim. We don't date. So you get engaged to a person, then you go out. We don't have this boyfriend girlfriend thing. So that's one. Two, for the lady Marva, that's her name. Let's say a girl in my country, like in your situation, right? She got pregnant. That's not good. First of all, second, the guy either he will marry you or he's gonna get like paralyzed or rest in peace for him. Because you're not supposed to do that. You gotta wait for marriage. There is no if you're willing to open your legs, you're marrying this man. That's one. Two, let's say God forbid he dies or something happened to him. It's, in the Muslim world we call it sitter. So that means somebody has to marry you. Now you're pregnant. We don't believe in abortion. So whatever your father, your uncle, your grandpa
chooses. Audio, right? He need to come. He need to leave and come back in. His audio.
Hey, Hassan, your audio is tripping. Leave and come back. Leave and come back. So basically, his culture is a little different. That what we got going on in this culture, this would even be going on. You get pregnant, they gotta marry you. Imagine if that was the case over in America. Quinn, how many good women have you passed up on? Just a rough number, and then we can get back to y'all's logic. Okay, logic. How many women have you passed up on?
Nigga, why are you rolling your eyes like a little bitch? You logic, nigga. Nigga, zero.
Can you hear me now?
Nigga, if I don't leave the relationship, I'm not passing up on them. They left me. I didn't leave them, so it's zero.
I would say this, even though you didn't accept AJ answer, mine would be the same. All of them. Like literally, I mean, and maybe that's just literally, I fucked over every last one of them. That was good. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's a double standard for us to sit here and not be honest to say, oh, these women, y'all done passed up on good man all your life or whatever, but niggas do the same thing.
Wait, y'all never dealt with a bad woman?
There's no
that's
such
what I'm
thing.
saying. Like all these women ain't good.
Wait. Anton, you just said there's no such thing as a bad woman?
I didn't say that. I said there's no such thing as a double standard. Like,
oh, okay.
It's different standards for men than they are for women. You can't apply the same thing across the board.
No, I know that. I just wanted to know y'all's answers to see if y'all men would say y'all messed over good women.
But hold on. Anton, so you telling me a man can't pass up on a woman that should have been his wife?
No, because we have unlimited options for how many, we ascend, right? So our value, especially dudes that's dope, the dudes that's dope, their value goes up over time. Like we don't have a limit to our greatness. So I would argue the opposite. I would argue that it's a lot of guys that got married not realizing the value that they had and not realizing the value that they were going to have, and they married based off of how they were at the time and not where it is that they was going to be. And so they actually married wrong. That's why I say it's different for men than it is for women. I think that guys marry wrong a lot of times because they don't marry based off of where they're going. They marry based off of where they are. And then when they realize the value that they truly have, then they say, I shouldn't have really been with her in the first place because she wasn't the person that was actually best for my future.
But then you can also say that she was rocking with me when I wasn't shit.
But it's the opposite for women.
Look, let's be real.
The opposite for women, and that's why I say you can't have the same standards. It's different.
Wait, Anton, so you're telling men that they shouldn't be they should be marrying based on their potential of where they're going to be at in 15 years? Is that what you're saying?
I'll tell you this. I'll say this. The value of a guy for most guys that's great is so they don't have no ceiling. Most men don't even get to the top of their earning potential until they're in their late 50s, early 60s. It's almost impossible for you to take a young guy. Almost. It's an anomaly in every situation, but it's almost impossible to take a guy whose brain is not even fully developed and tell him, that he's supposed to select a wife, which is one of the reasons why they have a family participate in it and why you need a father. It's almost impossible to tell a guy whose brain isn't fully developed to be able to select a woman based off of where he's going to be, and he don't even know what the fuck he going to be yet. He don't even know he a king. Most guys is just fucking based off of what they think, or they fall in love, or they make a decision instead of aligning themselves based off of where they going in their life. And that's why it's so difficult for them to actually be able to select a wife early, especially in 2023, because they don't even know who they are yet. Most guys don't even start to get themselves together until they're in their 30s, and then they fucking take off. So if they align themselves with a person based off of love instead of looking at it based off of business, because business is seeing where it is that I'm going, and then you start to align yourself differently, they would have different results. But it's the opposite for women, right? When they hitch themselves to a great guy, because either A, they know that he's gonna be great, or B, they just trying to ride the wave, her value inherently goes down, and is largely the greatness that she has is going to be tied to how great he becomes. True. Nobody would give a fuck about Michelle Obama if it wasn't for Barack. Nobody would. Hillary Clinton just somehow became some kind of great politician, and all she was fucking Bill Clinton's wife. Right? All of these women that wind up becoming great. Nobody would have known Jeff Bezos' girl unless he divorced her. Nobody would have fucking paid attention to all of these different women that then attach themselves to great men that didn't even realize their potential, and then they wind up becoming great as a result of it, and then the woman is the beneficiary of it.
But based on your logic, Anton, men should get married into their 50s then. Based on your logic.
No, I didn't say when men should get married. I said that men don't get married based off of where they're going to be. You can get married if you're going to be successfully married at any point in your life, but they don't marry based off of where they're going to be. They marry based off of where they at. They marry based off of love. Most guys don't realize how great they are until they get into their 30s, bro.
If a woman's taking you when you're dog shit and you're not where you're supposed to be, she rocking with you through all the good times and the bad times. And
no, she not.
I would say that's better than you getting a woman when you fucking filthy rich and you're at your potential. Like
you're missing it. I said a man can get married at any point that he wants, but that he does not necessarily think. Most guys don't think and marry based off of what their potential is. They marrying based off of where it is that they are at that moment.
Honestly, I agree with Anton. Once he explained it, but I think that a lot of men today, what you said, Anton, they're not thinking about the long term. Not at all. They're not thinking about 10 years. They're not thinking about 20 years. They're thinking about, ooh, this girl got nice ass. She looked like this. She does this. But would she be able to take care of your kids? Can she help you with the business?
Most guys don't realize how great they're gonna be until later. By that time, you know what I'm saying? Then they have to start reconfiguring stuff and start trying to figure out what the fuck was I doing or what was I thinking at that particular time. Most guys don't start to realize how great they are until later.
But success is intentional, though. You gotta be intentional to be successful, and you gotta build in whatever habits that you're going to need that's going to propel you long term to a space of where you're going to be able to realize whatever potential that you have. And you have to take your mate into consideration when you're doing that. I said all of the women that I was dating could have been my wife is because I control it. I don't think that it would be a single woman that if I sat and went to Jared or to wherever and got a ring and got down on the knee to propose, that they would have said no. So that means they all could have been my wife, but it was up for me to evaluate, okay, yeah, I'm rocking with her right now, but how are we really getting along? And based on where I see myself going, are we going to be able to still be, or will I still be attracted to her? A lot of dudes, we've seen it.
But look at what you're talking about. You talking about attraction. I'm talking about greatness. Your mindset and what you evaluating and how you vetting a woman, even right now, is limited.
No.
It is.
Because I'm not going to go ahead and give examples. There's several examples, though, that you could see that there were men that married early, then got to a space of where they made it to where they were supposed to be and looked over to their wife. And somebody actually said it in the book. His exact words were, I looked at my wife and she did not represent the level of success that I've made it to in life. And he divorced her.
Based
And
off
this
of
is
what?
somebody
But
famous.
what was the things that he identified that she didn't meet the criteria for?
This is strictly physical. He said, I looked at my wife and she did not represent the level of success that I've made it to in life.
Okay, well, see,
The only way I can't put
I don't give a fuck if he wrote it in a book. That don't mean that he right.
it don't mean that he right, because there's several other things that you need to take into consideration of where and how it is that you're going to go and move. What might be important to you now in your 20s or what might be important to you in your 30s is going to be vastly different than what's going to be important to you in your 50s.
I agree.
So
But
you have
I'll give you an example. Men don't vet women based off of whether or not they think that she gonna
that's
be
not
a good
all
mother.
men. That's not all men.
That's
not all men. You just said have more.
It's an example. It's not
more men
a
that's single than not.
representation of all men. It's an example.
No, but it's more
Men
men
don't
that's
vet
single than
women
not. Why?
based off of whether or not she will be a great mother, for example. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Men retroactively evaluate women. They don't proactively evaluate women. Right? Meaning they'll get the box first and then figure out whether or not she's a woman that
Anton, if that was the case,
that's a fact.
No, but if that was correct, then the divorce would be even. What you see is when men marry women, the women leave the relationship. It's not
men are more loyal. They're more just because they're more loyal don't mean that they don't regret what the circumstances that they in. There's a lot of guys stay for the kids. A lot of guys stay for reasons outside of the person that they land next to because they have a greater purpose or they're doing things that don't necessarily consist of what they want. Is based off of the people that they serve around them. They feel a sense of responsibility.
How you be agreeing but coming from a completely I agree with what you said.
Guys don't divorce based off of emotion.
What?
They don't divorce based off of emotion. A lot of guys will stick around and be loyal because that's the thing that they took the vow for, or that's the woman that they had the kid with, or this is the person that they don't want to disappoint their parents. They stick around for reasons beyond what's best for them. A guy will sacrifice himself knowing that he could be greater in order to do the thing that's in the best interest of the people that's around him. That's the nature of a man.
So I can't go ahead and know why a man did whatever he did. I can only look at what he does and what the results of that thing is. And what I can say is when a man makes a decision, he makes that decision in good faith and sticks with whatever that is, if he can. So whether he chooses a profession or whether he chooses a woman or whatever he chooses, he goes with that and takes what comes along with it. So if this is a man that's not, but there's so many men that's never been married that are single, so that you can't say we just always got finished saying that everybody's met a woman.
No, you moving the goalposts because at first he was talking about it should be then it would be equal as far as who divorces who. Now we going into the single part. Okay,
no,
so you lost.
It's the same because you're saying like, hey, a man can't look at a woman that's right now that's dope. That half of the dudes, 54% of men are single. You can't tell me that those men, if they're not actively dating, haven't met a woman that's dope for them right now. And if they didn't marry them, why? Because they could be looking at to say, hey, wherever it is that I'm going, I don't think that she can come with me. But if
you're
they did marry her,
you're wrong.